Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Fearless Thinking, a podcast designed to help you navigate authentic leadership and the entrepreneurial journey. I'm your host, Michael DeVue, and these are my thoughts, lessons, and insights from my entrepreneurial journey into coaching, workshops, motivational speaking, and of course, what I picked up from interviews with inspiring leaders and entrepreneurs along the way. My mission is to help people unlock their untapped potential by using fear as a catalyst for powerful change and growth, so they can step into the greatest version of their most authentic selves. All right, let's get into some fearless thinking. Welcome back to Fearless Thinking. I'm your host, Michael DeVue. This week, we're tackling the impact of vision, the 20 tenets of impactful entrepreneurship and your journey. Yesterday, we tackled vision and passion. And today, in episode 2, week 2 of Fearless Thinking, we are going to tackle tenet number 2, problem solving. Now, every successful entrepreneur is a master problem solver. If we weren't, we wouldn't actually do these things. We wouldn't jump onto these roads. We wouldn't tackle these things. We wouldn't have this. It's different when you have this spark, this idea in your head that you want to turn into a business model. A real entrepreneur, I don't want to say real because I don't want to disparage anybody who's attempting. This is the part of this is part of why I wanted to try to redefine entrepreneurship, because anybody who takes this step, who takes this risk on this road, when they put their ideas and their thoughts and their passions and their dreams out there and they want to make them a reality, it doesn't mean you're not a entrepreneur if you haven't done, steps 4, 5, and 6, but you've only done 1, 2, and 3, or you're at 8, 9, and 10 and you've only completed through 6. Like if you haven't made $1 million, you're not an entrepreneur. You only made $1. You haven't made any money yet, and you're still, by my definition, you're an entrepreneur because you put yourself out there to build the dream. You're putting together the team, you're putting together the resources, and you're actually taking actions. You're actually taking actions to make it happen, right? So anyway, you have to be a problem solver. And I think that's one of the things we just do naturally is we solve problems. First of all, the thing that we're bringing out into the world is hopefully going to solve problems for a lot of people, whether that's a service, a product, an idea, a training course, a coaching platform, whatever it is, it's going to solve problems for other people, because if it weren't, you wouldn't be bringing it to the world, right? And we as entrepreneurs tend to identify unmet needs by developing innovative solutions that we hope will change the world. But then how do you train your brain to spot these opportunities and then come up with groundbreaking ideas around how to solve them? If that's what your goal is, if that's what your jam is, right? You love to problem solve for people, but you got to get your brain into the right frame of brain, in order to tackle these things. How do you identify those problems out there and then try to come up with solutions that solve those problems, right? So again, we'll do a little, perspective shift, because I love shifting our perspective. Getting outside, take that lid off our jar. Let's get outside our jar for half a second. Let's take a look from the outside in, and let's just see. Failing to identify actual problems, it's like hitting a dead end. You might be working hard. You might be doing everything you can, to do it, but you're getting nowhere, right? And good entrepreneurs, I would argue great entrepreneurs, actually see challenges as opportunities in disguise. In fact, I would say they don't even see them in disguise. I don't think they're in disguise. I don't think challenges are ever in disguise. I think our filters put them in disguise. I think our perspectives, if we haven't shifted them right and opened our minds enough and taken our filters off, we see them as challenges and not opportunities. So I think that those opportunities are not in disguise as challenges. They're just opportunities. We fail to see them. But a good entrepreneur, a great entrepreneur, you're able to take those filters off, right? You just put on the good glasses. I won't wear these because they reflect too much. And you begin to see opportunities everywhere. You see opportunities where others might see challenges, because their filters and their perspectives are keeping them from seeing how you can solution something, right? So imagine you're a detective, right? You have a magnifying glass just revealing hidden clues because your magnifying glass is the good glass, right? Problem solving skills are kind of like having a magnifying glass. They allow you to see the world from a different set of angles and identify these unmet needs and uncover innovative solutions, right? It's this filters and perspectives, filters and perspectives. Again, fear of failure can come into play. And that is because your sense of self is involved, right? If you can't solve the problem, then what's wrong with you, right? Your sense of someone else is going to solve it. That you think somebody else might have already found a solution or is already doing it. It can hold you back from actually embracing the problem solving process or the energy that you've tapped into, you know. But we're gonna reframe that fear because I love reframing it. Turn fear into your friend. Put them on your future-proof committee. By reframing fear as an opportunity to think outside the box, outside the jar, challenges your status quo, the status quo, right? Creating solutions and making a difference where there wasn't one before. So here are some tips to turn fear into a friend and to become a better problem solver. 1, develop curiosity. You know, they say curiosity killed the cat. I think it just made the cat smarter. I don't think you see that cat anymore. I think curiosity, he learned some things, you know. Cultivating a sense of curiosity and asking why about the world around you. If you're that kid, like, God, my God, I was one of those kids. Why? Why? Why does that happen? Why does that do that? Why does it do that? Why do you say it's going to do it that way and not this way? I was always asking my parents, God, I wore them out asking them why. But it helps you identify inefficiencies and frustrations that can then be addressed. That's what I saw. I saw inefficiencies with their arguments. I saw inefficiencies with their explanations. It just wasn't efficient for me. And I kept asking why. And then empathy, number 2. Empathy is key. Now this is a practice, right? It's not something like you just pick it up. You actually have to practice empathy and understand the challenges faced by your target audience. One of these areas, you know, that you can practice in with, if you understand and you have empathy with your friends and your family, if you can practice empathy with them, you can begin to practice it with your target audience, especially when we said in episode 1 of this week, which is identifying your vision. If you've defined it well, then you are able to define the problem you're solving for a specific target audience, and therefore you understand where they're coming from. And if you can understand where they're coming from, you can develop a better set of empathic skills around your target audience. What are their pain points? And what needs do they have that are not being met, right? And 3rd, embrace diverse perspectives. This is key. This is part of that perspectives and filters things I was talking about. If you want to see problems as opportunities, if you want to shift your mind, if you want to get into the practice of shifting your mindset, you need to start adopting new perspectives. You need to hear them. So you need to get out there reading different perspectives from different people, listening to them on podcasts and on shows, asking people their opinions and their insights and their perspectives when they experience something different than you do, rather than, you know, flipping it off or just, you know, dismissing it outright. Maybe you need to dig in a little bit and find out why they're experiencing something different than you, because if it affords you a new perspective, that's just one additional little filter, you know, like the ones you do when you go in to get your eye exam and they're like 1 or 2, 2 or 3, 3 or 5. Like, if you have those, you can get perfect vision. So seeking out these valuable and diverse perspectives, especially when you're brainstorming. I love brainstorming sessions. Some of the best ideas come out from these unexpected brainstorming sessions and places and bouncing them off other people. I know we have a fear that if we share our dreams and our passions, if we share our ideas, someone's going to steal it, you know? And here's the thing. If you don't share it, it won't happen. And if you do share it, how many of the people in your life have the energy, the passion, the vision, and what you have, that thing, that special sauce that makes you you? How many of them have that are going to take your idea and run with it? And by the way, if they do, they ain't your friend. They're not your friend. Sorry, ain't is not a word. And they're not your friend either. So if they're going to do that, you got the wrong people around you. And I think you need to sort of, you know, re-examine those people. If you don't feel comfortable sharing your dream and vision around, you know, with those people, I don't know. Maybe it's the wrong people. All right, and number 4, experiment and iterate. This is what's so wonderful about today and about our world now with computers and iteration. We're used to this iterative process, right? You have the opportunities now to try a lot of different things, to A/B test a lot of stuff. Don't be afraid to experiment with different solutions and learn from your failures. That's what I call. They're not even failures. I hate that word. I don't think that word works for this. Failures are when you, excuse me, failures are when you stop. But if you've taken something that didn't work and you learned from it, and then you reapply, that's not failure. That's just something you learned. That's a lesson. That's another skill, another tool in your tool belt. That's not a failure. And we got to be very careful about using that word, especially around children. You know, children have the right to try. They have the most right to try, all of them. They have a right to try, and they have a right for it not to actually work out the way they expected. That's not failure. That's a piece of information they didn't have before about what they are or are not capable of doing. And now they know where their strengths and weaknesses are, and that can be powerful. So remember, the path to innovation is never linear. It's not a straight line. So experiment and iterate. Now, how problem-solving skills can actually benefit us entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, and current entrepreneurs. By identifying business ideas with strong problem-solving skills, you can identify gaps in the market and develop businesses that actually address these needs. And with the ability to develop innovative solutions, gives you the competitive edge that others don't have. Remember those friends we talked about, people that won't take a chance, won't try. It helps you stand outside of the crowd. In a crowded marketplace, it's stand out because of that. And another thing that there benefits when you foster inclusive, diverse environments for your journey. I'm always trying to make sure we add a little bit of that spice, diversity spice. Why? Diversity has other perspectives. Always shares other perspectives. This is only going to help make you and everybody and the thing you're bringing to the world better. Right? If you value diverse solutions, you know, if you value diverse perspectives, which is what I just talked about, and your experiences become more diverse, you now open doors to a wider range of innovative solutions. You also encourage everyone to identify and solve the problems together, creating a culture of innovation and empowering others, you know, to contribute. You create that space. And that's where people thrive. That collaborative, beautiful, innovative space is where we all thrive, right? Entrepreneurship, it isn't all about solving problems, but by honing your problem-solving skills, you become an opportunity magnet, right? Capable of developing innovative solutions that improve the lives and create positive impact of the people around you. An opportunity magnet. I like that. I love that. An opportunity magnet. As we said before, there are no obstacles. There are opportunities. They're not problems. They're opportunities. And it's just the filter you're using. And if you increase your perspective and you get outside your jar, outside your particular box long enough, you might actually come up with that very solution that everyone needs. So, you know what? Thanks for joining us on another episode of Fearless Thinking this week, episode 2. Of looking at the 20 tenets of impactful entrepreneurial journeys. And remember, the greatest opportunities often lie within the toughest challenges and problems. You know, if you keep leading from your heart and with your passion and your vision, and you keep learning and you keep training your brain to think very creatively to solve these problems, you know, the world will be a different place and your experience will be a different place. It'll be a different experience. It'll be a better one. So, well, you know, we'll be back next time. We're going to explore more of these tips on this particular journey with these tenets this week. Yeah, I'm Michael DeVue. You're listening to Fearless Thinking. And until then, go out there. You know, identify a problem and solve it. Help somebody. And while you're doing it, think fearlessly. Bye.